Hello guys, it is me here, and this is not your typical funny video. It is something really serious that I've been wanting to talk about for about a year now. Like, so let's get started with all that happened. It was last year around mid-April. Something really bad happened. Like, I had to go to the hospital for basically the entire month, just having to recover and go through all of that. Um, It's like it's about anxiety and depression and stress and sometimes even uh I don't know what the word is, but let's get started. What all happened was it was around I think April the 11th. Something in my head, like I thought I was a very big Christian back then. I still kind of am, but I'm not really into the stuff. I'm not going to church, so don't be judging me like that, because people at my church just judge me for every little thing I do. But anywho, so something in my head, I was a huge Christian back then, but something in my head told me tell all of your loved ones you love them, and I'm like, wonder what that means. Think. And then I just got myself into a bit of a mind pickle. And I was thinking my family was going to die. So that did not feel good at all. I was like, okay, I need to stop this. And then my brother came over, and um, he was telling me it'll be okay and all that. He was like, it's like I heard, I was hearing stuff wrong, and I was overthinking everything, I don't think you have a clue what this video is about, but it's about basically my real life nightmare that happened in April of 2017. It was terrible. But what happened was my brother came over. We were just chit chatting. I did not speak much at all because I was mostly just inside my head. I didn't even care about anything. I just didn't care. And um, I had a huge stomach virus, but I wasn't puking anything because I didn't really eat much. But after my brother went back to his place, which was right next door, but he was right next door. Then he moved to some trailer, and now he lives here. Awesomeness. But what when he left, I was just thinking, and something in my head, after I woke up from a nap, something told me that I was going to hell. I was flipping out. I was legitimately just collapsing a bunch, standing back up, when at school you forget to do your homework or something, and you get that feeling, that tingly, very I don't think you know what it's like, but it's some weird feeling in your legs. It feels like jello. That's what I can say. Um, but yeah, that happened. But it was really intense. It. I couldn't even barely walk because I was just falling. I um I was just flipping out, and I told my mother that I was going to hell and I will see you sometime or something. I can't vividly remember because that was 1 year ago, so I can't remember everything, so I may just mess up on what I say or what I did back then. So I was still 12 years old back then, and um my mind was still processing what was going on. My head was still developing. My head is still developing right now. My mind, my brain, and everything. But what happened was something triggered something really bad inside my head. Like it just got. It's your brain just it's metaphorically it explodes. Your mind's racing, like some kind of NASCAR race inside your head, and it does not feel good. If you've experienced this, you may know what I'm talking about if you never did, and well, I hope you never do. I hope you never experience this. But yeah, I'll be back. I have to do something. All right, I'm back. But so what happened was it was around April the 11th. Yeah, but this is not. I'm not trying to make it negative, but what happened was like after my brother went home, I forgot what I was talking about, so I'll just continue on from where I remember. But when my brother came home, something told me I was going to hell, and I started flipping out. Tingly legs, falling, and then I was telling people that I was going to hell, and people were like, "No, you're not. Stop!" And I was like, "Ah!" I was like flipping out. I thought nobody would like. I thought knew. I thought like nobody cared about me anymore, so I just slept. I slept. It was April the 11th at around like 11. Like, um, people may like say this is like a fake or like I was most likely hallucinating because I had lack of food because we had food, but I was like hesitant to eat it because I was just too like in my head, just thinking. I just kept on denying everything, and um um I forgot what I was talking about, but like later that night, I was watching some weather stuff because I'm obsessed with weather, but I was looking at the TV and it it showed some place called Burns, like somewhere, like in the West, like Western, no, like Western America, like Western U.S. But it showed like the tower cam or whatever. And all I saw was just white, like it, I think I was hallucinating, but it looked like some angel or something just standing or like going like this, like standing. We're not really standing, just it was like a hint of it. And I was like, huh? What? I wasn't really saying anything because, I was just shocked. So I went out of my room. Like, this is the exact same place it all happened in. Like, I've been here for like a year or a year and a half. I don't know. But so I saw that and I was like, oh wow. I thought like that God was gonna get me and banish me to hell or something. So I was hesitant, but I just like I had a cat then, and his name was Crowley. I have another cat named Crowley, but um Crowley like was a very tiny kitten, just jumping around, really really hyper. But um like the cat used to be banging on the walls, but I never realized it, and I thought it was like some kind of like some. I thought it was something like knocking, like some kind of demon just knocking, and it was. I thought it was about to like get me or something. Like all of that was like hallucinations or like I was overthinking everything. But um, I was on the 11th, but on the 12th I woke up and I was texting my brother, but I don't want to mention him because he doesn't have a YouTube yet. But um, I texted him. I was like, "Hey, want to talk, please?" Then about like 20 minutes later, I'm like, "Please talk to me," and I'm like, he was still asleep because it was like 11 in the morning, and now like I forgot to mention, I woke up like right before I woke up, I had this dream, like some girl was like missing, and like we like a huge search party, including me, were looking for her, and like I found some sort of like bag, like it fell, it opened on its own, and like some giant like dragon or some kind of like giant lizard just came and ate me, and that got me a bit more scared, and I was like, I think that might be the demon that could get me, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was just flipping out, and that day was like one of the more, it was worse than the day before, but that day I was not wanting to do anything. I just wanted to like try to recover from all that's been going on. And I had to go to church because, religion and stuff. But like, those SATs and ACT or whatever, I don't know what they're called, but some kind of like state testing or whatever. It's really like stressful because I thought that if I failed that I was like a huge failure and I was stupid. Like, I felt really bad because, I was sick all those days. Like, I had major stomach aches. I was in the bathroom like half the day. And, I was in the bathroom a lot. And, like, I was sick during all of the state testing days. And, like, that day I went to church, like, because I wanted to, like, talk to people. And, like, before that, like, if you look on my sister's channel, her channel is called Dankleys. Look at like one of her first or second or third videos. First, I think, and you'll see like at the end, it shows her like flipping a marker. That was the exact same day that I went to church. Like when I was like, yeah, it was not pretty good, but that was like a year ago, which it was not good. But well, after that, I went to church and nothing good happened. A lot of bad things happened. Like, sorry. But what happened was, I was planning on walking to church, but I was just going back, like forward, backward, forward, back, and then I went to some like chair, like a long chair / swing thingy that you just sit on and swing on. And my mother was there, and we were just talking about like I wasn't really talking at all. I was just sitting, just existing. I didn't know what to think because I was overthinking. So like I went I still went on to church, but I was very hesitant. And I heard like a bunch of yelling, but I don't know if I heard it or it was in my head, but I heard like, go, 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 go. And I heard dogs barking and people being mad. Like it was upstairs somewhere, like at our old place. Like not really our old place because, yeah, it was our old place, but I heard yelling and I was like freaking out. So I just went on to church and nothing went right. Nothing went right because it was around Easter when that happened. And, like I went to church and everyone, like my friend, was keeping on telling me, like, why weren't you at the test? Why weren't you at the test? Why weren't you at the test? I was like, stop. Like, I was trying to make him stop. And I was like, I don't really remember, but like I was just flipping out. I was like, like when we were in prayer, I was just standing, just staring, like sitting there staring. Like my pupils were like this, like my pupil, this times like 3, as big as my blue part of my eye. And like I wasn't on anything. Like I wasn't like taking medicines. Like I probably like took it's like Pepto or something because my stomach was hurting, but that was basically it. And like it's a bunch of like nervousness and anxiety. And that same day I was at church just staring. They were talking about Easter and like Jesus and stuff. Like I can't remember. It was about like eggs and stuff. That's all I can remember. But then we went outside and I was like slowly walking, By the way, I went to school the next day, I think. April the 13th or 14th. I don't know which day, but I will talk about that in a little while. But this video is going to be really, really long. About close to 45 minutes long of me just talking. So just grab some popcorn. Hopefully you will be inspired, because if you have anxiety, I hope that it somehow just goes away, because I've dealt with it and I don't like it at all. I hate it. But continuing on, we went outside and we were going to do the little kids were going to do an egg hunt. And I us older kids, I was in 6th grade, and I was just sitting on a little bench, just sitting like this. Yeah, like that. And I was just staring into nowhere, and I smelled a bunch of smoke, and I thought it was fire about to rise up and destroy me. And if you get weirded out by this is kind of a real thing that happened. So it was probably half of it was hallucinations, but it was really bad. But continuing on, the egg hunt went on, and I was just sitting. I didn't really care about anything. I had no emotion whatsoever. I wasn't sad. I actually had one emotion. I was just frightened completely beyond natural belief. I was just shaking like this. Yeah, like that. I couldn't stop shaking my legs. I was shaking everywhere. And it was not good at all. But they continued the egg hunt, and I just sat there, and we were playing this game called Seaweed, and there was a bunch of people around, but you were supposed to tag someone, and then they couldn't move until I can't remember what it was like, but I was just walking around, running around, just doing stuff, not knowing a clue what I was doing. And after that, I don't remember much from that seaweed thing, the game, but we went back in. I was supposed to leave for home, but we went back in, and then right before right after we were supposed to leave, I was talking to the some church person, and I was telling them I'm going to hell, please save me or something. I don't know what I all said, but there was the person was you shouldn't have said that, and I was just what? And then that was when that triggered something really, really bad. It just caused me to go completely mute. It's someone just hit the mute button on my mouth and just completely just gone. But I just stopped talking completely, because I thought I was just going to hell completely, and I was just flipping out. By the way, the exact same day, me and my brother were playing this golf game on our phones, multiplayer, and we were getting along. I was talking to him, my other brother, I was playing with my brother Malachi, and my other brother came in. It was I was just flipping out, just really shaky, and just really scared and upset. And my brother said, "Oh, did you fail on Slither.io?" And I'm like, "What? This is not a game." I was just more upset. And then I just after I went to church, the church person told me like I shouldn't have said that and like want to go watch the Weather Channel, and I was like, what? Like only my family knows that I'm obsessed with the Weather Channel because I'm used to like watching a bunch of like storms and stuff, tornadoes. That's what I'm obsessed with, and hurricanes too. But when she said that, I just stopped. I stopped functioning. But um, the that night I was laying down, just laying down, just staring at my TV, and I somehow fell asleep for like an hour, and I woke up, and American Dad was on TV, and it was on a like Cartoon Network or Adult Swim at that night, but it was just showing like some kind of timer going down. Like it was every time it went down, it just went red, and I was hearing like banging on the walls, and I was like, oh, well, I thought it was like some kind of demon or something, and I heard like something on the roof, and I was like, oh my god, you know, like I was probably hallucinating all of that, but the sounds were real. Like I know that it was the cat, but I was just overthinking it, and I'm kind of tired, but I was overthinking and thought it was a demon, so I just laid there, and I, I was laying down, and I saw this, um, like some other show, like a commercial. It's called Your Pretty Little Face is Going to Hell or something. I don't know what it is at all, but it was like really eerie because like this devil looking guy was just staring at the TV, like some kind of computer screen. Like the person looked like Jesus, but like more evil looking, and was like flipping out. Like its head was just going everywhere, and I was like, huh? What? What? And I was just flipping out. And um, what was going on was sorry if I'm saying a lot, because I just this is something I have rarely talked about for the past year, but I'm just talking about it because I want to let it out and like not keep it in forever. But so the next show played, and I think it was like it was Family Guy, I think. Yeah. But I don't really remember it, so it was just about like it was about like something like most like people at my church are like strict about or something, or most like church people, I think. I do not know. But it was like gay and stuff. It was talking about like gays and stuff. And I was just thinking like, why is that? Why are they talking about that? I don't know. And like I didn't have a problem with it, but I was just getting even more scared, and you know. Sorry, I had to yawn a lot. But Family Guy, Family Guy went off, and then some kind of show. It was like Samurai Jack, but it looked like Jesus. Like an animated, like I don't know, like it was Samurai Jack, but I thought it was like an animated Jesus just standing there. And I saw a bunch of like monsters and stuff, like really scary monsters. Like I was really paranoid back then, but like the monsters looked really like weird, like really awkward. But but that morning, like that just went on, and then like some show called like it was about like Mike Tyson or something. It's some kind of like show about that, like some adventures or hero thing. But um it was like saying F you. Like I thought it was like pointing directly at me because it was like they were staring at like the camera or like fake camera, like it was animated, but they were just staring at me through the TV, and I thought like, oh my god, what did I do? And I just reflected back to all the bad things I've done in my childhood. Like I was still in my childhood, and I still am right now, but I was just reflecting back to all that happened, and I was just uh, shocked, and I had no words to say. So then, like the next show played, and it was called 12 Ounce Mouse, and like I've checked on my like cable stuff, and like I've went years looking, and it never showed since, you know, like it never went on since, because it was such like it was a very cheesy animating. It was like terrible animating, everything was just weird. It looked like it was made by like Microsoft Paint or something. But um it was kind of really, really weird. It was like some guy walked in, and it was like a shark, and it was like the shark just asked, "What do you do?" And like the other guy says, "I do it all." And like I was just like, "Huh? What?" I was looking for like some funny stuff to pop up, and I was like just sitting there. It was a really awkward silence, and then after that show, it was beginning to like get light outside, and I saw like a big ton of fog, and I saw like a giant like kind of like a daddy long leg spider just standing at my window, and I was just really, really, really scared. I completely, I just quit talking for like 2 weeks. Just completely stopped eating, drinking, functioning. But I, it was not good at all. But it lasted over basically the entire month of April. So I had to go to school that morning because, I didn't want to like get truancy on me. So I had to go, and you know, like there's some stuff I may not talk about, so it's probably too like bad to speak about, but I was going outside, like I put my shoes on, and all my clothes were really, really dirty, like really messed up, and uh I walked like really slowly, and I was like behind everybody, just walking really slowly to the bus, like when it stopped. And I went on to the bus, and I just heard people cussing, and I was like, huh? Like the few days before, everyone was like, ha ha ha, stuff, funny stuff, Slither IO, because everyone was obsessed with that back then. But um, I was just sorry for saying so much, because I'm obsessed. I'm not obsessed, but I just say that a lot because then like when I forget when I like what I'm supposed to say, I'm trying not to say it, but anywho, but yeah. I was on the bus, and I heard a bunch of curse words and stuff, and I'm gonna skip the bus ride because it was like really, like I thought it was like I was like passing out kind of, because I the bus ride was really short, but um I thought it was really short, but it was actually pretty long because I thought it skipped all the stops, and it went automatically to school, and I was like, okay. And I went to school, and I went to my math classroom because that was like my homeroom class, and I went into the classroom, and with my backpack on and all, and people said like no breakfast today and all that stuff, and I was like, whatever. But I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't really want to go anyways, but I didn't really do anything. I just sat, on my desk, like right behind someone, Like it was like all in rows, like row here, row here, row here, row here. It was just assigned seats for our state testing, but sorry, but I was just sitting there, and like the teacher yelled at me to get my math book up, and I was like, I just wasn't even doing anything. I just hesitated to do anything, and like I heard knocks on like the back of the wall in our classroom, and it was really weird. But people said like paranormal activity, and I was overthinking still, and I was flipping out. But um, sorry, but it was pretty scary to me. But like after class was over, it was like reviewing all that we did. It was like the schedule was so different and weird. I was usually just like putting X's on stuff, and I had to bring like a note saying that I was like absent because I was having a stomach virus, and actually I still have it somewhere around this place. I would show it, but I don't really want to. I really don't want to, but um what sorry. I'm pretty tired right now, so I might go to sleep really soon. But um what happened was after class, like I didn't even stand up. I was just still sitting at my desk, and the teacher was like just slowly walking up to me, and I stood up, and I was just backing up, like really slowly backing up. And it was like really, I thought she was like, the teacher was gonna like hurt me or something. And she brought me to the resource officer's room, and I stayed there for like 6 hours, not knowing that even like my sister, Dankleys or Jessie, was in another resource room or some kind of room, like nurse's room. I have no clue. But she was in there texting, like trying to text my mom saying like something's up, like something was really wrong because, they sent her straight to the room while I was just sitting there staring. The only thing that was like kind of like not terrible at the time was like the person that was sitting there was just talking to me like I finally just said a word, and we were talking about video games, and it was like I like dominating people on easy, and I was like ha, just like me. I usually just play on easy all the time and I usually just destroy everything on easy difficulty, and it was pretty funny. But I got even more paranoid because, I heard like growling, and it was like police. Police were there because, like, I'm not going to mention what all I said because it was really, really, really bad. And police were there, like, they were going to, like, take me, and, I got even more scared, and then it was a nightmare. It was just the nightmare of, it was a real life nightmare. It was terrible. But there's gonna be like 2 or 3 parts to this, so I'm not gonna leave a cliffhanger. But it's all the way before I went to the hospital because I completely stopped talking. Like I completely stopped. I was just sitting. Then I had to go to like the office, like the high school office, and like I saw this painting that looked like some like little like fourth grade or third grade girl that was just, it looked like she was like sunburnt and like burnt everywhere. Mm, like her face was all messed up, and I was like scared to death. you know I was just like fearing for my life. um I then was just staring out the little window that was like people were leaving school because it was after snack time. Snack time was at like 1 o'clock or 2, I think. Yeah, 1, but 1:30. But they left, and I thought it was time for me to leave, and then I heard my mom's voice, and I was like, "What?" And then they sent me off, and I just left, and like we usually just go a direction that I'm used to going, but um I was just completely mute. I stopped talking completely. But what happened was they like I was in the car and it was really, really, really hot outside, even though it was like early to mid-April. It was like in the 80s or something. Plus the car was really hot, but I went in there and my brother Malachi was there and my mom was there, and um they looked pretty shocked or something, like shocked, like freaking out or something. And I was like, I stopped functioning completely. And I was just sitting. I was sad also. Like, like when you're little, like your eyebrows just go like up like this or something. You look really sad, you know? Like I looked really, really like sad, and I was I was just down completely. And then they brought me the other direction from where home was, and I was just confused. I had no clue what was going on, but what they were actually doing was I saw a church, and then I couldn't remember anything. I went we went to like the hospital, like just some little tiny city hospital, like not a doctor, a hospital, like an actual hospital. And that's all I can talk about now, but I will return with some more stuff about this, but to be continued. Um, this video is over now, so see you guys in part 2.